Hello and welcome to Day 3 of Warcraft Radio's coverage of the Race to World First, Sanctum of Domination. My name is Mr. Miles from It's Always Sunny in Stormwind, and I'm here to talk about the exciting highlights of Day 3 of the Race to World First, Sanctum of Domination. Most of the day had every guild in the world feeling pain, as they all had an appointment with the Painsmith. However, despite what seemed to be a day of hitting walls repeatedly, Echo managed to steal the top slot from Complexity Limit in a major upset towards the end of the day for the EU. Let's take a look at today's top 8 and where they stand as of 8 p.m. on July 15th. All alone in the number 1 spot, we have Echo with 7 out of 10 bosses defeated, followed by Complexity Limit, Big Dumb Golden Guardians, Instant Dollars, Pieces, Method, Aversion, and Fat Shark Yes, all with 5 out of 10 bosses defeated. We have had quite the shakeup today. To begin, let's recap from the very end of Day 2, July 14th, with North America, as the EU is waking up. BDGG and Instant Dollars pulled ahead of the 3 out of 10 boss slump that the rest of the competition struggled with. At the very end of the NA Day 2, BDGG took down Soul Render Dormazane with World 5th and put them in the overall top 3 at 5 out of 10 bosses taken down. Instant Dollars took World 6th on Remnant of Ner'zhul 20 minutes later to put them in 4th place overall. Once the EU resumed their assault on the Sanctum in the morning of the 15th, Pieces managed to down Ner'zhul fairly early. The World 7th Guild managed to switch Method and Pieces on the leaderboard, where Method fell to 6th place and Pieces shot up to 5th place overall. After those two moves, the race to bring down the Wall of Pain was ground to a halt, when a majority of the top EU guilds opted to run heroic splits. If you're new to Race to World First, or Mythic raiding in general, splits are an important concept for maximizing your Mythic gains each week. In World of Warcraft, you can only loot each boss once each week per level difficulty. Guilds that are working on progressing the Mythic raid will generally leave and run armor-type specific splits to maximize their potential gear. The later you can hold off on your splits, the more Mythic level gear you will have obtained, which means you can distribute heroic gear to other raid members. Each guild will typically run a full raid of cloth, leather, mail, or plate, or sometimes a combination of cloth and leather, and then mail and plate in their heroic gear farming splits. For example, Limit has opted to run their splits before downing Painsmith, whereas Echo was able to push through and still hasn't run their heroic split. We anticipate that this will give Echo a significant power increase going into the final bosses as the week progresses. As each guild accomplishes their splits, we expect to see power increases as additional shards of domination have an outsized impact on performance. At about midday, Method took down Soul Render Dormazane and moved to the Painsmith. They first spent much of their day gearing up and doing raid chores in order to maximize power prior to taking down Soul Render Dormazane. Aversion, the top German guild, secured a 5 out of 10 boss count by downing both Remnant and Soul Render Dormazane today. With a 5th boss under their belt, they have also entered the most painful phase thus far in the race, in 7th place overall. The biggest upset of the day proved a painful turn of events for Complexity Limit, as Echo managed to secure the 1st place overall position in the Race to World First. After a grueling grind of splits that took up most of the day, Echo proved to be gluttons for punishment and brought pain to the Painsmith. After a total of 108 pulls and a frustratingly large number of sub 10% wipes, Echo took the world first in spectacular fashion. Soon after, with only 23 pulls, Echo extended their lead by taking down Guardian of the First Ones. Echo ended their day by choosing to execute a few pulls off-stream with Fate Scribe Rokalo. It is expected they will begin the next day with heroic splits. An interesting story coming out of the Guardian of the First One's kill is that the fight heavily favors melee classes. In fact, Echo opted to drop to an absolutely minimal number of range classes, bringing only 4 ranged DPS. Their melee composition consisted of 2 rogues, 3 arms warriors, an enhancement shaman for that all-important Wind Fury buff, as well as a single demon hunter and death knight. Further extending their melee composition was no fewer than 4 holy paladins with their own excellent healer DPS, as well as 2 disciplined priests. This fight certainly turned the tables on the raid compositions we've come to expect in Shadowlands, heavily prioritizing melee. It's also the first fight we've seen in this expansion where it made sense to bring 6 healers. Today was the second day that Asia's guilds were prominently featured in the first 24-hour day from the region. The current leader in Asia is GTN Hong at 4 out of 10 bosses killed, including Remnant of Ner'zhul. Many of the top progression guilds, including Aster, Alpha, and Skyline, are all currently holding at 3 out of 10. After a long day of heroic splits, complexity limit picked back up on Painsmith Resnal at about 7 PM EDT. They ended day 2 with a personal best of 19.84%, and as of the time of this recording, they have not yet surpassed yesterday's personal best. Will Limit succeed in breaking past the wall before Echo joins the fray again? This concludes Day 3's coverage of the Race to World First Sanctum of Domination, brought to you by Warcraft Radio and Chaos Gaming, and powered by Raider.io. Be sure to keep up to date with all the latest Race to World First news on Twitch at RWF Warcraft and on our Race to World First webpage. You can find all of our daily recap videos on YouTube and keep up to date on all the progression by following Warcraft Radio on Twitter. I've been Mr. Miles from It's Always Sunny in Stormwind, and remember, never adventure alone.